They say some days you're gonna win. They say some days you're gonna lose. I tell you, I got news for you. You're losing all the time, you never win. No. If you believe that's how it's gonna be, I better put you down. Your reputation must have come out on the ground. You gotta save me now. You better turn around. And I looked around. I was heading down. Oh, somebody throw me down the line.
Good morning. 9:07. It's a Tuesday. The 4th day of November does fall on at CJ Nasello. It is our daily show on RiverBender.com and Roku TV. Hope you guys are off to a great start on your morning. I know that I am. A little bit warmer than the last couple of days, and man, we'll take it. I'm cool with fall, but I'm not cool with going from 70, or going from 95 degrees to 55. It's a little bit of a transition to get through. I'll complain about that later. We got a great show today. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we're going to be talking to JR. Judy Rynders. We're having our spotlight on the North Alton Godfrey Business Council segment. And this is cool. We're going to be talking to Judy about her time within the council and also just about travel leaders. Think about this. If you got any upcoming flights and you're worried about, how early should I get there with TSA? Is my flight even going to happen? JR is going to answer those questions and so much more in about 10 minutes' time. Really great conversation today. Then at 10:10, we're going to be talking to Gina Gamblin at EXO. Love talking with her. She'll be in to fill us in on even more of the opportunities that await us there and all that fun stuff. But in the meantime, let's dive right into news. Here's what you need to know as your Tuesday morning starts. Make sure you download that RiverBender.com app today. And you'll never miss out. You can join myself and tens of thousands that are in the know with the RiverBender.com app, and you can join over 80,000 people when you sign up for that daily email update known as Around the Riverbend. It'll be in your inbox every morning to alert you on your daily dose of local. We'll take you right to Godfrey first. Mintea A. Bedford, 39, of Godfrey, alongside his sister, Crenua Munson, and girlfriend Christina Seward have been charged following an Alton police investigation involving multiple undercover drug buys. Here's what we know. Bedford faces several Class X felonies, including possession of a firearm as a repeat felony offender and possession with intent to deliver over 300 grams of cocaine. Seward and Munson face related charges, including unlawful possession of a stolen firearm and obstructing justice. Authorities allege the trio attempted to remove evidence and evade arrest, with Munson reportedly driving toward an officer in a threatening manner. All remain in custody, awaiting trial, and we'll keep you updated when more details do emerge. Also in the news today, Gina Geis named the executive director of Oasis Women's Center. Here's what we know. She'll be joining us in the next couple of weeks for a full interview, but the Oasis Women's Center has announced Gina Geis as its new executive director following the sudden passing of Margaret Thrushell. Geis, returning to her hometown in Alton after 16 years in Kansas City, will start full-time in January. On the first day of January, she brings nearly a decade of experience supporting domestic violence survivors, including leadership at Hope Haven of Cass County in Missouri. The board of directors expressed strong confidence in her ability to lead Oasis, an organization serving multiple counties since 1976. Geis, eager to collaborate with the team to enhance programs and build a safer future for the community. And as I said just a few moments ago, she will be joining us in the next couple of weeks to get more details on that exciting new chapter for Oasis. Also in the news today, this is a great story. Dennis Stumpf, an 8-year-old from Jerseyville East School, is making a remarkable difference by supporting the homeless in his community. Despite facing epilepsy and personal health challenges, Dennis remains compassionate and upbeat. His mother, Tonya, who runs TNT Cleaning, leads the Blessing Box project located at 718 Harrison in Jerseyville. Now, the weather-resistant box is stocked with essentials like canned goods, first aid kits, and backpacks filled with supplies for homeless individuals. With strong community backing and local business donations, the project has provided 24 backpacks so far. How cool is that? Dennis's positive attitude and kindness continue to inspire many in Jerseyville and throughout the Riverbend region. Also in the news today, East Alton is hosting a free community spaghetti dinner on Thursday, November the 6th from 5 to 7 p.m. at Town Hall, located at 33 South 9th Street. Organized by Jennifer Mayer, the event offers warm meals to anyone in need and aims to foster connection and support within the community. Mayer aims to evaluate the demand to determine if future dinners will be held weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, but more are planned. Alongside the meal, information about overnight warming locations and support groups like NAGBC and AA will be available. Volunteers and donations are also welcome to help sustain this initiative. For more details, you can see the story at RiverBender.com/news. Also in the news today, the Illinois State Police recently completed their roadside safety checks in Madison and St. Clair counties, and get this, it resulted in 80 citations and arrests that were aimed at reducing impaired driving and improving road safety. Among those citations were 1 DUI arrest and 9 for other alcohol or drug-related offenses. Additional violations include occupant restraint, registration, driver's license, and insurance infractions. With 45 written warnings issued, Troop 8 Commander Captain Casey Farrow highlighted that drug and alcohol impairment contribute to nearly half of Illinois' fatal crashes, emphasizing the importance of these checks. These are funded by the Illinois Department of Transportation, and the initiative supports the Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign to keep roadways safe for all drivers. Finally, in the news today, this is another great story. We'll end on this one. Father Rob Johnson, chaplain of SIUE Newman Community, experienced a remarkable encounter with Pope Leo at the Vatican on October the 22nd. Originally attending a public papal audience, Father Johnson unexpectedly received a golden ticket, granting him a private meeting with the Holy Father. During this meeting, Pope Leo blessed a plaque symbolizing the cornerstone of a potential new Catholic student center at SIUE. The blessing marks a significant milestone for the growing Newman community, which has seen a rapid increase in student participation in Bible studies. Father Johnson described the encounter as peaceful and deeply spiritual, emphasizing the Pope's genuine interest and prayerful support for the mission. The Newman community hopes this blessing will inspire further development and support for a dedicated student center, reflecting the vibrant faith life flourishes on campus. You can see a full write-up at RiverBender.com/news. At 9:15, let's take a look at weather. 56 degrees in downtown Alton. It feels like 54 out there. Today, partly sunny and breezy, and tonight, well, just more breeziness, partly cloudy. Air quality right now is at 54, which is moderate, and mold counts are sitting low at 39, 33, but be careful as those might creep up. Temperatures reach 71 degrees today, and that'll be the warmest of the next 5 days. It'll drop down to 49 overnight as we head into Wednesday. On Wednesday, a high of 67, a low of 35 degrees. On Thursday, a high of 63, a low of 52. On Friday, we end our work week with a high of 66, a low of 37 degrees. And there is about a 50% chance of rain on Friday. We don't know when yet. On Saturday, another 50% chance of rain, a high of 63. A low of 36, and again, we don't know when that rain could be coming into the area, but just be mindful of it. That's a look at the next 5. Here's what's happening now. 56 degrees in downtown Alton. It feels like 54 out there for time and temperature throughout the day. 618-465-4545, this time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, Return Home, and you can just download the RiverBender.com app today, and you'll never miss out on all your weather alerts. And especially as that weather gets severe this winter, you'll need to know that information as quickly as you can. Before we take a quick break, got to tell you, this is the harsh reality of life. Summer couldn't be more slow in August. I mean, those days move by as quickly as a turtle does. And then you get to Halloween, okay? You get to fall. We're here. And it's time to start shopping for Christmas. And I hate to tell you this, as I get older, the older I realize is by December, that Christmas shopping should be pretty much wrapped up, just to save yourself the stress of it all. You know, RP Lumber is here to help you for all those trouble shoppers, especially throughout the month of November, and really just to help yourselves at home. You know, at RP Lumber, they got a hell of a deal going on. 30% off all in-stock Power Zone and work lights. These are really, really cool, and they're great deals that you can't pass up. I mean, these are things that really are those deals that you go and look for each and every year, and you make sure that once that deal's on, you go and get a few more. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what about this? Perfect for a stocking stuffer or just a great gift for dad. You can save on an LED neck light, water and impact resistant. These are great for all the folks that got to get down in those crawl spaces or work near those, sewer lines and all of that. Really great, really efficient, and a gift that shows them that you care. You're saving big on that. Hey, what about this? Really great gift idea. A Fast Pack Series spring-assisted utility knife. You're saving $10 on that, but the big savings is right here in front of us. The gear wrench, you're saving 40% off. Originally $100, you're getting it for $30. A 10-piece wrench, 72-tooth, 12-point ratcheting combo set right there in there. That's a perfect gift idea. There's so many more waiting for you at RP Lumber. Just go to rplumber.com/promotions and click on the RiverBender.com wallpaper. It'll take you right there to it. Once you stop into the store nearest you, just make sure you tell them that you know who sent you over their way. We'll take a quick break. Daily Show comes back to you with a spotlight on the North Alton Godfrey Business Council next. Of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Lay down, Sally, I'm resting in my arms. Don't you think you want someone to talk to? Lay down, Sally, no need to leave so soon. I've been trying all night long just to talk to you.
Well, that's what? Oh. Add it to it, you know. Welcome into our daily show, North Alton Godfrey Business Council Spotlight. One of my favorite times of the month, and it's right and early every month, the first Tuesday of it, and we get to talk to some great business owners and travel leaders. Judy Rynders is none different. You've always been a part of the council and always are at the lunch meetings, and it's really cool to see you each and every month. And, you know, right now you're moving into the wedge. It's an exciting time for you as well.
Yes, we're making a transition. I know it's a little disturbing for some of our customers trying to find us anytime you make a move, but we had moved into our Godfrey location right after COVID, so like January of 21, and now our lease is up, and we had to make some decisions of what to do, and so now it's going to be sort of a co-working situation at the Wedge, which is located at 620 East Broadway in Alton. So it's a little challenging to find the front door. They're still working on resolving some of that. But if you park right on Broadway, there's a center door that you can get into the building and come into the second floor and you'll find us. But it's important to call, which is a little different. It's not just walk in like we had before. You need to call and make sure that I'm there and set up an appointment.
Well, and it makes sense, and with the change, there's always some of the fun that comes with that. But what never changes is the fact that your services stay the same, and your attention to detail too.
Right, right. So you'll see that a lot of the travel agencies are not so much of a storefront anymore, and part of that is because of the cost of rent. And it's just not a business that has a high profit margin, but it's also a job that I work 24/7. I just had a situation on Friday night, Halloween night. I get a call at 8:30. They discovered their flights have been canceled. So I had to resolve something at that time of night. So you never know. You have to be available at whatever time that they need to have you. And so that's not a structured 9 to 5 storefront presence. But with this one, at least we can still meet with our customers. I felt that was important because a lot of the people in this area still like to come in and discuss things. They like to have books and, just feel more comfortable with that. And so that's what we're making available. We have conference rooms at the Wedge, so I can schedule that and meet with somebody on a one-on-one. Or if they just want to pick up documents or a travel book, they can call me and we can do that. So not a lot to change, just remembering to call first so I know where I'm at because I won't be there every day.
And can you give that phone number out one more time?
It is 618-717-8085. And I apologize. Yesterday was my first day down there, and we discovered that my floating phone, was just putting everybody in a call queue. So I'm still working on that situation. And my cell number, which I'm also recommending to try, is 618-709-6109. And that's always available too.
Well, and it's really important to get that information out, especially during the transition, and we'll make sure that we get all of that linked up and right up on RiverBender.com. And,
okay.
We were just talking, though, before, and I'm going to give you a call here in the next couple of days because, it's time to plan the honeymoon and start looking at those options for, next year after the wedding. And what I think is so important is you take the stress out of all of the travel and you let travel be what it's supposed to, and that's fun and enjoyable. And it's really important when people are thinking about vacations, there are those online, I call them gimmicks because that's what they are. You can put your dates in and see what works best, but you aren't going to get the full package. You don't have the support, and your support is yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And as we were talking previously, the hurricane situation, I had a couple that we've been planning their honeymoon for a year. Lots and lots of hours went into this, and then the hurricane for Jamaica. Wow. And they were supposed to leave Monday, and so we had to scramble at the last minute to make something of it. And then the unfortunate part for a travel agent is you've put all of this work into it. Now you have a canceled trip, and there is no commission to them. And so that is a financial struggle for agents to know to how to navigate all of that.
That's important. I've never even thought of it that way, but you're 100% right. And, on the flip side of that, it's great because you got them taken care of. But on the other side of that, it's still, you got to keep the lights on too.
Yeah, exactly. So those are just different things. And just to note for Jamaica, the words that are coming out, because people are probably curious what the status is. They are saying that they hope to be open for business starting December 15th. I do know there are some hotels that are not going to be ready for that opening date, but try to support them as much as you can because those people depend on tourism, and this is going to be so hard for them.
And that's a really good point as well, especially when that reopening process begins and as folks plan their next couple of years. And, right now, just as I'm on the topic, what are you seeing more of in terms of, trends just in our own backyard if we're, people are wanting to go?
We take advantage of the charters that go out of here, which are to Cancun and the Dominican. Mm-hmm. So that's where a good part of our families go to, that book through me anyway. And then the cruise market has definitely increased over the last 2 years. I'm not sure why that is, but a lot of people are are looking to cruises. I think because they send a lot of mailings or emails and keep people notified.
Is it kind of the all-inclusive thing too on a lot of them, or
Correct.
that package? Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Now, with the Cancun trips and all that, were there different packages for any type of family option too when you start looking at those charters and those directs?
Just the hotel that you select.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So you want to find one that focuses on the activities that you think will be important for your kids.
Well, and just to get the younger audience maybe familiar with the process too, and this is kind of a question I've never asked you, which is amazing to me, is how does it work? Whenever you're booking our trip or whenever we're working with you, what do we put into that package? Is it just flights? Is it just hotels and making sure we have the logistics? Is it experiences too? Is it all of those things?
It can be all of those things. A lot of our people book their excursions and things that they do in destination once they get there.
Okay.
There are some components that we recommend that they schedule ahead to be sure that they can get it, like swim with the dolphins.
Gotcha.
That all those spots could be filled up, and you don't want to miss that opportunity if that was important to you.
That's really cool. Well, and another thing that I think is incredible about, just your business is the fact that you always are involved in so many different parts of the community. You're always at the North Alton Godfrey Business Council meetings. And, take me through the importance of those meetings and just the council for you.
It's the importance of getting that, the business contacts, and those people are so loyal to each other's business. And I think that is a great aspect of that organization. That I know if I'm going to look for something, if I need to have my car repaired, I'm looking at someone in that business,
Mm-hmm.
So that's an important thing, and I appreciate the loyalty that they do, and they help and support us.
Absolutely. You got a moment to take a quick break with me?
Absolutely.
I got to pay a bill. We'll come back. It's part one of the North Alton Godfrey Business Council segment. Part two comes your way next on a Tuesday morning.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job. There's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Just where I stand, another serenader and another long-haired band. Today I am your champion. I may have won your hearts, but I know.
Welcome back, Daily Show on a Tuesday. Back with JR, Travel Leaders. And, we were getting back into this, and a great point, because with the government shutdown, there are lines that, there are a lot of questions when it comes to, flying. And how long is it going to take? Is my flight even going to happen? Do you get a lot of calls about that right now?
Yes. Yesterday morning was my biggest one. I had 5 before 9 o'clock with people concerned. And I don't have a crystal ball. I can't answer those questions. But I did do a little research yesterday, and St. Louis is one of the markets that's experiencing less effect. Maybe it's the cost of living compared to like New York, DC, California.
Mm-hmm.
Those employees would be in a little bit different financial situation. So definitely plan for delays. But as each day goes on, I'm thinking we could see more and more concern of who's going to show up to work that day, and is your flight really going to go, and how much extra time to allow for TSA. Personally, I'm flying out Sunday, and I plan to add another hour to get through TSA than what I would have originally.
Now, do you think that those delays still impact the smaller regional airports like in Mid-America too, for folks that are maybe flying domestically and going to Destin or you name it?
I would think not, but they don't staff as many people, so I would think it wouldn't affect them as greatly.
Okay. That's really interesting. And I think it's really good to note these things, especially because it is a very fascinating time to be in your industry, especially with the current clients that you have that are getting ready to go on their trips, and with hurricanes. And it brings up a whole nother just palette of questions about the things that you've encountered as a travel agent. What are some of is it mostly natural disasters such as hurricanes that are, putting you on your toes, so to speak, or are there other instances where you have to kind of balance the itinerary? Is it normally natural disasters, or is TSA and, strikes, or are those things more common?
The natural disasters are going to be your biggest challenge, but there's always been something like where they were having strikes in Germany and strikes in Paris, and that affected a lot of whether they were doing that for a final destination or just a connection. So there's always so many challenges. This is why nobody wants to grow up and be a travel agent. It used to be a fun job.
I could see, yeah. Well, and you have a lot to manage, and what I think is interesting is you made a great call to get out of where you were, because it's a lot to manage that space and all the fun that comes with managing the building and the leaks and everything else that Rick and Mortar does. And I think in the next couple of days, after all the transition gets over with at the Wedge, I think you're looking on the up and up, and it's going to be really good for everybody that's a part of Travel Leaders, your clients and yourself.
Yes, yeah. It's such a modern, comfortable location. They have everything available to me, and just the camaraderie of the other people that work there. So I think it'll be a good situation, and it's the best opportunity to still give that meeting one-on-one with our customers, and to be available like we would hope to. Mm-hmm. So I hope it works out. I hope people give it a try and stay in touch. We've always had a very good, loyal customer base, and I hope they hang in there with us and continue.
I have no doubt they will. No doubt they will. And I got to ask you, because we are getting close. Maybe it's too close. If we wanted to surprise our loved one with a vacation destination for Christmas morning, how far out do we need to start planning those? Is November 4th probably too soon, or too far, or too close?
Too late? No, you can still do it, but just plan to reach in your pocketbook.
And what's that phone number to call you again, JR?
618-717-8085, and that's my direct number.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time, as always.
Thank you.
We'll take a quick break. More of our daily show continues on this Tuesday morning right after this in the 9 o'clock hour. And then in the 10 o'clock hour, we're going to be talking with Gina Gamblin from EXO and more. You stay there, and I'll be here on RiverBender.com, Roku TV.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
94, you know, hook the speaker up to my soul. It sounds like the radio. Sounds like a damn good time. Soaking up some neon light. Well, it's a little bit of fiddle and a whole lot of country gold.
Having a mommy-daughter day, you know, so it'll be a good thing for them. Welcome back to our, have you ever heard of this? Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. Have you ever heard of that city? That's probably another spam alert there. No one ever calls me for anything other than scam call.
I would be, sound like something from Japan.
It does. We got Zeke J. Bush in the studio. Sorry, I was coming back chatting it up with Zeke. Breakfast with Santa.
Breakfast with Santa.
They're going, CJ, it ain't even Halloween. But there's so many people that are a part of this and so many families that go to Breakfast with Santa. It's time to talk about it now because we got to get registered, Zeke.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is our 21st year of promoting an event which is significant to everyone, whether you be a grandparent, whether you be a parent, or whether you more particularly be a child. We were all reared in the same manner and with the same attitude of the holidays being a time of giving, a time of forgiving, a time of memories, and a time of loving. So Santa Claus obviously is part of all of that. Mm-hmm. And our event tries to highlight the significance of Christmas in providing a wholesome atmosphere, a nice breakfast, great entertainment, and a nice place in the form of the Knights of Columbus in Godfrey.
They have a great venue. I went there last year, Zeke, and it was the first time I gone. And it was so cool to see the families just having the time of their life. Right. And then John Johnson did awesome as the magician. Yeah. And you had the balloon artist as well, who had a line out the door. I mean, I never felt more undervalued in my life, But it's just, it's just incredible. And what I think is cool too is to see all the business owners and the political guys like the Mayor Godfrey coming in and everyone else that are just there for something different. And that's just community that day,
That's right. That's
cool.
Exactly right.
How do we register?
Well, we have an online registration now, which will be on our website, nagbc.com. So that's one way. You can register at the Village of Godfrey Parks and Recreation Department.
How about this, Zeke? I am on your website right now. You click on this red tab right here, and it'll take you right there to it.
Good.
How about that?
Good.
$7, 6 to 12, and then 13 or older or 15. But it's a great breakfast. I mean, you guys do it well.
Well, we hope to. Hope everybody gets fed.
That's always a hope. And then 0 to 5 are free.
That's right.
And that's really cool. And you can get photos with Santa and Mrs. Claus, correct?
Well, normally the people take their own photos.
Gotcha.
So we used to have a photographer, but with the invention of the telephone and the advancements in the telephone, well, apparently you can do it now on your own. I'm not up to that. I'm pretty old, so I understand.
This is
keep it to myself.
Well, you can go to nagbc.com/pay, and you can get your tickets now for the December 6th event. And you've been doing this for 21 years.
Right.
How have you seen multiple generations come back to this?
We have. I don't know why, but people seem to like the event, and they must talk about it in their family settings because we don't have a lot of repeat, but we have a number. So that's pretty redundant. But we're happy that occurs. And have a good relationship with the school district, as well as the private schools in terms of Evangelical, St. Ambrose, out the Lutheran school in Bethalto, and obviously we get a lot of business from those areas, and that's what it's important.
Well, and it's a good way to highlight what the council's all about as we wrap up the year, in December, because throughout the year there's always different givebacks, whether it's to local organizations, whether it's to community projects and different initiatives like that, or what you guys did a few years ago and having that speaker come in and talking to those students and doing just different things to not only excite the younger generation, but also to showcase your commitment to the current generation, and whether it's the many projects that have been done over the years, or just taking tours of new additions and powerhouses just to see what makes our region go. It really is a great way to kind of wrap it up with a family day and bringing everyone together and saying, all right, let's celebrate together and let's give back the way we know how.
You're absolutely right. Thank you for that plug. Well put. Thank you.
And Zeke, I really do mean that. It's such a cool group. And what I think is cool is it's the only time I've ever seen a business group have the same industry at the same table. You never see competitors sitting at the same table at most of these things, but at the North Alton Godfrey Business Council, it really is. It's just it's really about camaraderie, and it's so cool that you guys have that when a lot of groups really don't. They have a lot of kind of, the clique stuff.
Well, we try to feature things of importance or things that are going on in our lives that relate back to individually our lives or the businesses, as the case may be. So we hope to continue that.
How do we join?
You come to a meeting. We'd like to see your face, and we'd like for you to see our face, see who we are, become acquainted with some of the people, meet you, CJ.
That's true.
You're a very positive influence in terms of promoting our group.
Thank you.
As are most of the members. And, you know, the obligation only is that you support the organization by attending a meeting or two and participating with ideas and help in any projects that we might have. It's very competitively priced in that $55 a year is not a lot of money.
No.
And you can spend that in one swath at the grocery store. And
I was just thinking McDonald's.
Or McDonald's, as the case may be. You're absolutely right. But here you get entertainment for a year, so, and an opportunity to give back to the community.
Well, and just a note for business owners, too. This isn't just, even though it's North Alton, Godfrey, you guys expand everywhere. I mean, we're talking Waterloo and Jerseyville and Edwardsville. And why not join a group that has these very tight-knit conversations and be a part of that network?
I agree.
Really good opportunities here. Do you got a moment to take a quick break so I can pay a bill?
Please do.
Awesome. It's 10:50. It's 10:50. We're going to come back with Zeke. We're going to talk more about Breakfast with Santa. This comes our way December the 6th. More details next. And we'll come back after I pay this one.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Alrighty, welcome back. 10:54, a little bit of change. You can be a part of the next two meetings of the North Alton Godfrey Business Council. These are great. You have great speakers that come in and keep us informed on the community. It's really a great way to stay informed and to network. There's so many people that come to the breakfast and the lunch opportunities. The next one is going to be a lunch opportunity November 12th, which is a Wednesday, and that'll be at Alton VFW.
Correct.
And then on December 9th?
December 9th.
7:30 in the morning, we're going to be back at it.
And that's a social hour.
Okay.
That's a give back to all that's done during the year by the members. So it's kind of a reprieve and a thank you. It's a reprieve from me, and everybody is thankful for that. So there'll be a lot of fun. So it'll be an entertaining morning and kind of represent the meeting of the holidays.
Well, and it's getting back into the holidays as we're wrapping up our show today. Breakfast with Santa will be Saturday, December the 6th from 8:30 a.m. until 10:30 a.m. at the Godfrey Knights of Columbus Hall. Has that always been the location?
No, it hasn't been, but it has been for the last 10 years.
Okay. And ages 13 and up are $15 for breakfast and the fun that comes with it. And then ages 6 to 12 are $7, and then under 6 there's no charge. And now, are there going to be the balloon artists?
Yes.
And now are they charged?
Are they charged?
Do you have to pay for the balloon artists?
No.
Okay.
We support them in terms that there is a fee involved from them to us, but no charge to the patron.
That's perfect.
No.
So all
that's part of your admission fee.
That's really good to know.
The entertainment is all part of the package.
That's really cool. And now, is John? Are we having a magician?
John will be there, the balloon artist, and the face painter.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Then music will be performed by Jim on keys, who has been with us since the very beginning. And
he's great.
Good songster, good holiday music. So
really cool.
Plus good food.
Right, and I like the way it's laid out for all the parents that maybe have a couple of toddlers running around. You can keep an eye on them pretty good in there, you know?
Right.
It's a really good space for that. And then what time does Santa show up? Is he there right at 8:30?
He'll be there at 9 o'clock.
Oh.
And he'll kind of walk and welcome the crowd.
Uh-huh.
And then take his place in his throne. And he and Mrs. Santa Claus will welcome children and their parents for whatever their wishes may be, and with love.
That's so cool. It's such a cool thing to see, and just being there last year, it brings the kid out in everyone, you know? I think that's the coolest thing about it. Well, and now what I think's awesome too is that the members of the council get excited about it too, and and everyone shares what they can, and I think it's a good showcase of who makes up the business council too.
You're right.
So
absolutely.
Zeke, is there anything else to talk about when it comes to Breakfast with Santa yet?
No, I think not. I would, your predecessor person on the air was Jim Claywell, and I would ask and invite everyone to come to the Veterans Day breakfast, a great event. We, the Business Council, are one of the sponsors of that event, so All veterans and their families are more than welcome to attend that, and he provided the information relative to making a reservation. So that's part of what we try to do during the year, is support these types of events.
Well, and you can support the North Alton Godfrey Business Council as well. Please stop by that Veterans Day breakfast for a hero with your veteran, or if you're a veteran yourself with your family. And then coming up too, please get tickets for Breakfast with Santa. One final time, you're going to go right here. This is NAGBC. I do get paid. NAGBC.com /pay. And if you click on the Breakfast with Santa tab, this is the ages 13 or over category. That's 15. You can pay. That's not the last four of my credit card, so you're on your own. I don't even know whose credit card that is. But there's also multiple different payment options. And for members out there, for next year, your annual dues are right here if you want to pay them online.
Right.
And then the next two meeting opportunities in November the 12th. That's a Wednesday at Alton VFW at 11:30. That's lunch. And then also going to have one Tuesday, December 9th, not the 2nd, December 9th. That's at 7:30 a.m. at Asbury Village, and another really cool opportunity. Zeke?
Thank you very much.
Thank you as always. This has been great.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Daily Show. Welcome back. Your Tuesday continues, 10 o'clock in downtown Alton. Top of the hour news now. EXO joins us in just a couple of minutes' time. Here's what you need to know. Make sure you download the RiverBender.com app today and you'll never miss out. Here's what we're following this Tuesday. Mintea A. Bedford, 39 years of age, of Godfrey, along with his sister, Creuna N. Munson, and girlfriend, Christina Seward, have been charged following an Alton police investigation that did involve multiple undercover drug buys. Bedford faces several Class X felonies, including possession of a firearm as a repeat felony offender and possession with intent to deliver over 300 grams of cocaine. Seward and Munson face related charges, including unlawful possession of a stolen firearm and obstruction of justice. Authorities allege the trio attempted to remove evidence and evade arrest, with Munson reportedly driving toward an officer in a threatening manner. All remain in custody, awaiting trial, and are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Also in the news today, Andrew Wilkie, 28 years of age, who was wanted on multiple felony warrants, including unlawful use of a credit card, financial exploitation of the elderly, and identity theft, was arrested in Missouri and is currently in custody. This is an update after we were following the story, as his last known address was in Collinsville. The Collinsville Police Department credited numerous public tips for his capture and thanked the community for their assistance in this matter. Authorities had been actively seeking him as part of ongoing efforts to apprehend fugitives. We'll keep you updated as more details on his case travel through the court system. Also in the news today, Officer Lane Lawson and his K-9 partner Riggs have successfully graduated from the K-9 Academy, becoming a certified team authorized to serve the Alton community. How awesome is that? Their training covered essential skills such as tracking, narcotics detection, and suspect apprehension. The Alton Police Department has welcomed K-9 Riggs with enthusiasm, highlighting the advanced capabilities this new team brings. Police Chief Jarrett Ford expressed excitement about the positive impact that Lawson and Riggs will have on community safety. The department does look forward to the incredible work the duo will accomplish, enhancing law enforcement efforts throughout Alton. Finally in the news today, as we officially wrap up our Halloween coverage with all of that great write-up the team did in the last few days, if you missed any of that, RiverBender.com/news, they truly did some incredible work. Halloween weekend was filled with excitement and community spirit as RiverBender.com marked its 20th anniversary alongside the 108th annual Alton Halloween Parade. Reporters and videographers, we capture the atmosphere and showcase those elaborate floats, the creative costumes, and we showcase some heartwarming stories from participants and spectators. Some of the highlights in some of the interviews include characters like Santa Claus with his unique Claus truck, horse handler Audrey Wright sharing her passion, and the Harmon Family Band entertaining the crowd. The parade marshal, Karen Wilson, and Mayor David Goins also joined the celebration. This year's Halloween weekend brought neighbors together in that joyful tradition and leaving lasting memories for all involved as we celebrated that 108th annual parade. You can see that full recap on Sydney Sinks' blog at RiverBender.com/blog. That's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend this morning. Let's take a look at weather. 55 degrees in downtown Alton, feels like 56 out there. Humidity's at 75%, and that air quality keeps reaching up there, about 67 right now, which is moderate. Time for me to take a Claritin. Today, partly sunny and breezy, and tonight, just that breeziness continues, otherwise partly cloudy. Temperatures will reach 71 degrees, and that will be the warmest of the next 5 days. Temperatures drop down to 49 overnight. On Wednesday, a high of 66, a low of 35 degrees, and on Thursday, a high of 63, a low of 52. On Friday, the 7th day of November, a high of 66, a low of 37, and then on Saturday, a high of 63, a low of 36 degrees. On Friday and on Saturday, there is a 50% chance of rain. However, it's not known really how much and really when that rain's going to take place, but we'll keep you updated here in the next couple of days as that starts to update. That's a look at the next 5. Here's what's happening now. It's 56 in downtown Alton. It feels like 56 out there now. For time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Tom Lane. He's your local State Farm agent. You can also text RB to 618-202-4618. That's RB to 618-202-4618 to sign up for instant weather updates, and we'll always alert you on all those severe weather alerts that you need, especially when the winter months are approaching and throughout the summer when those severe thunderstorms hit, especially when you download the RiverBender.com app. We try to alert you as fast as we can and actually get it out a few seconds to a few minutes quicker than everyone else. You can sign up at the App Store when you download the RiverBender.com app for those push notes, or you can sign up by texting RB again to that phone number. Before we take a quick break and talk to EXO, let me fill you in on some of the great things that Denise Sparks is doing. You know, it's really cool to just hear of some of the community impact. You know, Sydney wrote a great article about Sparks Junk Removal having the community and the family over for their Halloween celebration, and it was just really cool to see that touch and see that side of her, because she's such a hardworking business owner. And Rusty Wheat was just on the show, excuse me, just yesterday, and talking about how Denise and Jim Murphy stepped up to the plate, and they, you know, made some really cool donations in terms of barricades and a trailer, and it just showcases really Denise's, you know, matter of fact that she means what she says. You know, it's all about supporting local, like she supports the show. But also, here's when I started the show, I was screaming bloody murder about not having another trash option, and she became that provider. She stepped up to the plate, and it ain't easy. And, you know, she's been on the show such a number of times now, and she tells us about that each and every time she's on. But you know what? The matter of fact is that she keeps the rates as low as she can. She keeps them competitive, and she answers the phone when you need her. And the fact of the matter is, too, her staff show up repeatedly to make sure that your trash is picked up when they say they're picking it up. All you got to do is make sure it's bagged up and tied up. You can find out more about their trash service at going to sparksjunkremoval.net. That's sparksjunkremoval.net. Or you can also find out about her tried and true junk removal services. There's a reason they call her the Queen of Junk. For 30 years, she's been known as that. And it's not just when it comes to, you know, the residential. You got the Bowflex. You got that hot tub that's broken down. You got that nasty basement that has all that stuff in there that you've just kind of thrown down and forgotten about. None of that. You know, she also does commercial, and she does it better than anybody, especially over in those huge commercial commercial office buildings in St. Louis, and those huge apartment buildings in St. Louis too. And what I think is great is it's all environmental and eco-friendly. Also, if you're doing a demo, or you're just doing a, you know, kind of a big cleaning up before the holidays, and you need one of those dumpsters, don't get one of those ones that scrape up your driveway. I mean, who wants to have a broken up driveway ahead of the holidays? You need one of those rubber tire dumpsters, and that's what I think's so cool. It's a dumpster they literally just drop off on a trailer. They don't drop it down. You don't need the cardboard. You don't need any of that. You just need to go ahead and let them set it down so you can put your junk in there, and they'll take care of it for you. You can find out more, sparksjunkremoval.net. That's sparksjunkremoval.net, and reclaim your space today with the Queen of Junk. We'll take a quick break and come back with more next.
Hey, what you wanna do? I think I could stay with you for a while, maybe longer if I do. Don't you think time is right for us?
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Come on, baby, make it hurt so good. Sometimes love don't feel like it should, baby. Hurt so
good. Welcome back. Hey, we're going to reschedule. I completely forgot. We're going to reschedule EXO to later in the week for some really cool things that are, happening, and really proud of them. But real quick, before we talk and move this show down the road, we'll have someone else joining us in just a couple of seconds. Wanted to fill you in on this news update from the Sierra Club. The Green Gift Bazaar is going to end after decades, and Small Business Saturday is going to get a new reshaped focus in downtown Alton. This is where I am kind of excited about this. This came in yesterday and was wanting to fill you in on it later in the show, but we'll do that now. You know, after 22 years of hosting and over a decade of co-hosting the event with Alton Main Street, the Green Gift Bazaar has served its purpose and will not be held this year. It did begin in 2002, wow, when Small Business Saturdays weren't yet a widespread movement and Black Friday was still the primary focus. The Sierra Club and Alton Main Street want to thank all of the artists, makers, and hosts and volunteers and participants for the many years of dedicated participation in that bazaar, and they want to tell them they truly appreciate that time and effort. The Sierra Club and Alton Main Street look forward to exploring new ways to celebrate and promote the vibrant community. And here's what Sarah McGibney had to say, the executive director of Main Street. Alton Main Street will highlight Small Business Saturday by creating an informational program that features refreshments, giveaways, discounts, free gifts with purchases, and gift card specials, in-store activities from dozens of downtown retailers and restaurants, and you can, quote, plan a day of shopping with your friends to celebrate that occasion and pick up a copy of that program in the weeks leading up to Small Business Saturday at any participating location. That's what Sarah McGibney had to say. There are many ways that you can support the Main Street community and district during the month of November, and especially during Small Business Saturday and throughout the holiday shopping season. Just wanted to fill you in that after many years, that Green Gift Bazaar has been discontinued, but Small Business Saturday will be prominently featured this year. And I'm really excited to see all those businesses thrive on that Saturday as we lead into the holiday shopping season. Real quick, too, while I have you, I wanted to fill you in on an article from Sydney Sinks. The Grandpa Gang is really working hard and decorating Rock Springs Park for Christmas. And, on Halloween night, they came together to get ready for that Alton Halloween parade and had Santa Claus featured in their float. But it's a really cool thing that is always great to fill people in on is the work that's done to transform the park. They work starting in September to get this done for the community to enjoy. They meet from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Monday through Friday to put up those lights and decorations. And once the Christmas Wonderland attraction opens, the gang, they go on ahead and collect donations and that admission fee for people to drive through the park and see the lights. All those proceeds go back to the operating costs, and then at the end of the day, it goes to local nonprofits. The money is donated to groups like the Alton Boys and Girls Club, Oasis Women's Center, and more. This year's display will be open starting Friday, November the 28th, and will run for a month through December the 28th in Rock Springs Park from 6 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 5 to 9 on Saturday and Sunday. So as we're getting ready for the holiday season, just wanted to showcase them and spotlight them on the show today, and we'll be having them on the show in just a couple of weeks as we get ready for the holiday season. I'm ready to decorate the studio, and who knows, it might be a chance for me finally to jazz this show up a bit. 10:15, we'll come back with more conversation right after this on Riverbender.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back. 10:17. Wanted to fill you in on one more local news story before we go to our bottom of the hour news brief. This is one that we've been following. Woods River's one step closer to welcoming a Heater's Chicken location. And this is after city council members voted to approve a $400,000 TIF agreement for that project. They voted 4-1 to approve that. The proposed location at 316 East Ferguson Avenue will feature a 2-lane drive-through and small indoor and outdoor seating areas, along with a food truck hub, according to an application for that TIF assistance submitted by owner Dan King. Councilman Bill Detmers asked about the proposed drive-through exit point and expressed concern about the city approving the agreement without understanding what the plans are. That's the end of his quote. Steve Palin, the city manager, said the project has not gone through the full design process yet and indicated a final design will come to the city council for future approval. Under the approved TIF agreement, the city has agreed to reimburse the developers for up to $400,000 or 38% of the total project cost. That's estimated at $1,050,315, whichever is less. If the reimbursement project cost reaches the maximum of $400,000, the total would be paid in annual installments of $40,000 per year for 10 years. Bill Detmers made a motion not to make any, quote, upfront, end quote, payments of $40,000 from the city, but his motion was voted down 3-2. Palin later clarified that this TIF agreement, like all, is a reimbursement program, and the developer will only receive payment after the work has been completed. A full recording of the November 3rd Wood River City Council meeting is available at RiverBender.com/video. Okay, so I don't know if you remember this, but oh man, I lost my notes. Okay, we'll get back to this. So I'll get back to the story I was going to tell you about. I had an update on those chair thieves out of Madrid. Remember that story I told you a couple of days ago that we couldn't get enough of and just had a great time with it? I had an update for you, and because I'm so good at my job, I lost it. But I did have something else to tell you about. So this is really cool. This is in Oregon. And so this is a story out of our partnership with the Associated Press. It's one of their oddities, and I get a huge kick out of them. You know, so Gary Christensen crossed the finish line victorious, hoisting a paddle in the air. This is a big race. And his giant floating pumpkin. I don't know if you've heard about this. So he was dressed up as a character from Buddy. He was the elf from Buddy the Elf. And he won first place in the annual race over the weekend. This is always held in Tualatin, Oregon. The Portland suburb has hosted the West Coast Giant Pumpkin Regatta since 2004. I didn't talk about this on Friday because we were too busy, but it drew large crowds who cheered on costume participants as the race around a small human-made lake and humongous pumpkins that have been carved out, allowing them to float, took place. So this is a really, really cool thing. He raced in a pumpkin that weighed 936 pounds. This guy did, that won first place. I couldn't even paddle in a kayak that weighed 9, I don't think. This is incredible. So he's competed in the regatta since 2013. And it's become much more than a once annual affair. Earlier this year, this is how I remember this guy. He claimed a Guinness World Record. We talked about this on the show. This all makes sense now. For longest journey by pumpkin boat after paddling some 58 miles on the Columbia River, breaking the record that, guess what? He set the previous year. This guy means business in pumpkins. It's a niche endeavor, but it also has become a passion for another individual, Brad Bonds. He's getting ready to climb up on first place's tail here, participated in his 4th regatta, and he described the fun. So the weight of his pumpkin, 1,300 pounds. How are you paddling in one of these? This is number one question. How do you paddle? And it was a personal record for Mr. Brad Bonds. So in the early mornings, though, before the race got underway, workers, they have to operate forklifts, and they have to use big machinery to lift these pumpkins and transfer them to the water. So step 1, if you want to be a part of this race, grow a 900-pound pumpkin or buy one. Step 2, figure out how to get it there. So growers and competitors then wielded saws and knives. Oh, so you can't cut it out until you get there. And they cut a hole in the top of their pumpkin, scooped out the insides, and then they sat inside of them. So they remove all the guts, and they give its captain a competitive edge by allowing swifter travel. So it's all about how you clean this thing out. We're learning something here. There is a science to pumpkin boat racing. Just saying. Members of the Pacific Giant Vegetable Growers, who grow the pumpkins for the regatta, so we already have an in, were the competitors in the first race. And on the website, its Gardening Association describes itself as focused on the fun-filled competitive hobby of growing obscenely large vegetables. It's a group I want to be a part of. Sounds fun. So it's just an interesting thing. So they all dress up in pumpkins. But the bottom line is, okay, like here's the thing. This sounds like a fun event. And this is why I wanted to talk about it. I thought this would be something I want to do. I got a picture of this guy somewhere winning the race. Yeah, here he is. Oh, it's a video. See, I don't want the video. I just want the picture of him winning the race. Yeah, here we go. Let's see. I can't not do this for you guys. I'd let you down if I didn't show you this. So this is Buddy, or this is the first place champion, who looks like he is honestly born and bred to be a pumpkin boat racer. Look at him. He's excited. Hands up in the air, plastic paddle and all. Blue ribbon draped around his neck. and a 936-pound pumpkin. Okay? Look at the crowd. That's question 2, I think, for me. How many people go to this thing? I mean, this is a sport. Anyway, so that's questions 1 and 2. Question 3, then, I guess, would be this. And I thought about this for a while. Could you imagine? You just want to go have fun at one of these things. You're like, wow, I'm going to go and I've always wanted to do this. I'm going to be in the pumpkin boat regatta. And then this guy who out of nowhere is like a professional pumpkin boat racer, whoever thought there was a thing, Guinness records and all, year after year, beats his own record because he has no one to compete against, joins the race. You know? I mean, you can still do it for fun, but to me, I always want to join something with the intent of there's always the possibility. I don't know. That's like going to a 5K and, you know, Usain Bolt just shows up next to you and is ready to run. You know what I'm saying? You aren't going to do it anymore. You're going to just probably pull a hamstring and call it a day. I don't know. Anyway, other question. What should Alton's Pumpkin Boat Regatta be? Because we don't really have one. We have the Halloween parade, which is fun. But I feel like we need to do a themed like type of event like this on Broadway or somewhere close. It doesn't have to be necessarily for Halloween. But, you know, I think we're missing out on a regatta tourism boost. With that being said, 10:25, we'll come back with our bottom of the hour news brief. You stay there. You're watching our daily show on RiverBender.com, Roku TV. We're heading into 2026. This show's had a great year. And, you know, today is one of those days where I can kind of sit back and relax a little bit and just talk to you. And it's really cool because we haven't had a chance to do that in a while. We've been really busy, and we've had some reschedules because of, you know, just life, and we'll have those guests back on really soon that were scheduled for today. But as we're heading into 2026, and, you know, I talk to you guys all the time and that watch this show that are business owners, and whether it's at the business council meeting, you know, like we just talked to JR today and spoke about the North Alton Godfrey Business Council, or it's just out in public. And as we're heading into 2026, we're looking to grow. And this show's had just a huge year. We're over 1.7 million on-demand replays just on RiverBender. And you go, why is that a big deal? You keep saying that, CJ, because the show is on it's like on every platform you can imagine. So that's just one component of the show, the interview portion. There's still the live show component on RiverBender. There's still the on-demand live show portion of it. Then you have the on-demand interview portion of it on RiverBender, and then you have the Apple Podcasts, all these other things. We're everywhere. And then you have RiverBender's content. 1,000 articles last month. 1,000. Think about that. For a local news team, an independent local news team, we don't have the conglomerate over us. It's just us. We're a machine, and we have just great people here. So as we're heading into 2026, we're looking for community partners, and we're looking for folks that really want to showcase their business, because yours is going to be out in front. We had, I shouldn't spill the beans, I guess, and break the fourth wall. I might get in trouble. But, I mean, think about this. I looked yesterday or 2 days ago, maybe Friday, 1 million unique site visitors in 1 month. 1 million unique site visitors. That's 1 million different IP addresses. That's incredible. And what that means is you aren't just supporting the community. You aren't just doing this to, you know, kind of feel good and do this. You're also doing it to advertise your platform. We're doing things that regional media has been trying to do and just started to do, you know, in the last few years. We're doing it now, and we're doing a great job. I'm so proud of everybody, and I'm just proud to be a small component of it. So as we're heading into 2026, if you're a business owner out there, you want to grow and you want to support the community and allow us to tell even more community stories, add to that 1,000 different pieces of stories a month, give us a call. Send me an email, cj@riverbender.com. That's cj@riverbender.com, or call my office line, 618-465-9850. That's 618-465-9850, extension 228. Want to speak with you, and let's support the community together and get your business advertised at RiverBender.com as we celebrate the big 2-0. We're 1 away from drinking age. We'll come back with bottom of the hour news and our news brief right after this on RiverBender.com, Roku TV.
20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
But I ain't got wings coming down is the hardest thing.
Welcome back, Daily Show on a Tuesday, 10:32, as your morning continues to roll on by on this 4th day of November. And just want to apologize. It was my fault. I completely forgot to reschedule on my calendar, so I have it wrong on the show. We are not going to be talking to EXO today. We'll be talking to them later in the week. Some really cool stuff coming down the pipeline with them. While I have you, though, it is 10:32, and it's time for your bottom of the hour news brief. Here's what you need to know. We do have more details in this South Roxana arson case. Dalton Brown's been following it. New details out of Madison County court filings reveal context behind that alleged arson that occurred in South Roxana, for which a local man was charged late last week. Timothy Guberman, 39, is listed as homeless out of South Roxana and was charged on October the 27th with one count of aggravated arson, a Class X felony. On October the 24th, Guberman allegedly damaged a residential property in the 400th block of Stevenson Avenue in South Roxana by fire, while knowing the residence was occupied by one or more people at the time in which that offense occurred. A petition to deny Guberman's pretrial release was filed by Madison County State's Attorney's Office and does state that Guberman became angry with the victim and made references via text messages to, quote, end it the right way with fire, end quote. While the victim was not inside the residence at the time, Guberman was reportedly at the home with the victim's 2 children. Shortly after, victims' neighbors reported that the children, ages 9 and 11, came running out of the victim's residence, and neighbors observed a chair on fire in the living room of that home. The fire damaged the living room and the ceiling before being extinguished by the local fire department. Guberman was treated at the scene for burns sustained during the incident, while the 2 children reported that Guberman dumped tiki torch fuel on the chair and lit it on fire, causing them to flee. The case against him was presented by the South Roxana Police Department, who has ordered Guberman remanded to jail for his initial appearance in court. We'll keep you updated as more details do emerge on this case. It's one that Dalton Brown is following quite closely for you. And also in the news, and more positive news, community members have a chance to receive free turkey giveaways and also a chance to give back if they're able to as part of Pruitt Mechanical Services free turkey giveaway, which is 10 a.m. Saturday, November the 14th. The location will be announced soon. Owner Joe Pruitt joined us on the show just a few days ago and just spoke about how great this event has just become in a few short weeks. And here's what he had to say. There's a lot of struggling going on right now with our company. We're not just a service company. We serve first and then we service. And he asked the question, are you serving your community or are you servicing your community? We put serving first. Several small businesses have come together already to donate money and more for the event, including Grand Pysol Body Art, Off the Beaten Path Automotive, Wellafit Health and Wellness, Sharper Image Home Improvement, Cody Jarrett and Weber Chevrolet, Third Shoot in Grafton, the Alton Telegraph, Jenkins Fencing, Barnett Pest Solutions, Renewed Wellness, and Will Nelson Plumbing Supply, and Gumbo to Go. Pruitt recognized these small businesses for their contributions and encouraged other entrepreneurs to consider donating. He believes small businesses should support the local community that supports them. Individuals also have the opportunity to donate through November the 12th. You can drop off non-perishable items at Pruitt Mechanical Services in Bethalto. They hope to create full Thanksgiving meals for families in need. Everyone who donates will be entered for a chance to win a couples massage card from Renewed Wellness and a $100 gift card to Pysol Armory. Additionally, if you donate 2 bags of groceries during a service call with Pruitt Mechanical Service, you will receive half off your diagnostic fee. As a company, they specialize in plumbing, HVAC, and electrical, and Pruitt noted that they are heading into busy season before the holidays, and they see firsthand how many people are struggling. He encourages other businesses and community members to consider donating to that turkey giveaway if they can. He is hopeful that the giveaway goes well and they can continue to serve the community through more opportunities. For more information about the turkey giveaway, which is scheduled for November the 14th at 10 a.m., you can find out more by going to the official Facebook page for Pruitt Mechanical Services, LLC, or call them at 618-208-7722. Also in the news today, on this Tuesday morning, a really great news story out of Jerseyville. Dennis Stumpf, an 8-year-old from Jerseyville East School, is making a remarkable difference by supporting the homeless in his community. Despite facing epilepsy and personal health challenges of his own, Dennis remains compassionate and upbeat. His mother, Tanya, who runs TNT, leads the Blessing Box project that's located at 718 Harrison in Jerseyville. The weather-resilient box is stocked with essentials like canned goods, first aid kits, and backpacks filled with supplies for homeless individuals. With strong community backing and local business donations, the project has provided 24 backpacks so far. Dennis's positive attitude and his kindness continue to inspire many as he works on that Blessing Box initiative, and just a really great feature in RiverBender.com, a full write-up at RiverBender.com/news. And finally, in our news brief, the Illinois State Police, we spoke about this in the 9 o'clock, but just a little bit more of an update for you now and more details for you. The Illinois State Police did recently complete the roadside safety checks in Madison and in St. Clair counties, and it resulted in 80 citations and arrests aimed at reducing impaired driving and improving roadside safety. That was in total from that operation, including citations and arrests. Among the citations were 1 DUI arrest and 9 for other alcohol or drug-related offenses. Additional violations did include occupant restraint and registration issues, along with driver's license offenses and insurance infractions. With 45 written warnings issued, Troop 8 Commander Captain Casey Farrow highlighted that the alcohol and drug impairment issue, it contributes to nearly half of Illinois' fatal crashes and emphasizes why these checks are just so vital for the community. They're funded by the Illinois Department of Transportation, and the initiative supports that Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign to keep roads safer for all drivers. Before we take a quick break, I was going to just end on this story again, just with more details, but we'll end it with our news brief. And this is just such a cool story. SIUE chaplain, Father Rob Johnson, at Edwardsville Newman Community, had such a remarkable encounter with Pope Leo at the Vatican just a few short days ago. Originally attending a public papal mass and audience, Father Johnson unexpectedly received a golden ticket that granted him a private meeting with the Holy Father. Now, during this meeting, Pope Leo blessed a plaque that symbolized the cornerstone of a potential new Catholic student center at SIUE. This blessing marks a significant milestone for the growing Newman community, which has seen a rapid increase in student participation in Bible studies. Father Johnson described the encounter as peaceful and deeply spiritual, emphasizing the Pope's genuine interest in prayerful support for the mission. The Newman community hopes this blessing will inspire further community development and support for a dedicated student center, reflecting the vibrant faith life flourishes on campus. But just such a great story. You can see that full article at RiverBender.com/news. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and I'll give you some more stories right after this one in the heart of the 618 on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Fish in the sea, I'm singing, follow me, everything is alright. I'll be the one to tuck you in at night. And if you want to leave, I can guarantee you won't find nobody else like me. I'm not worried about the ring you wear, 'cause as long as no one knows, then nobody can...
So this is an interesting story. I got to take you to this one. This is again through our partnership with the Associated Press. So I'm just going to read you the kind of notes of this. So what they're calling an emergency, quote, emergency, end quote. I think that's important for me to say. End quotes, emergency edition of the annual World Naked Bike Ride. Well, here's what they're doing. So, they put the city's quirky, this is out of Portland from the Associated Press. Protesters rallying against the Trump administration in Portland put the city's quirky and irrelevant reputation on display Sunday by pedaling through the streets naked, wearing absolutely nothing or close to it, in what they are calling an emergency edition of the annual World Naked Bike Ride. So the weekend's hastily called event is normally in the summer. It's normally that tradition, but organizers of the event this weekend hastily called for it and said it was their way of speaking out against the president. So this is one of the most interesting protests I've seen in a while. Writer Janine King called the nude ride a quintessentially Portland way to protest. The 51-year-old was naked except for wool socks, a wig, and a hat. She sipped hot tea and said she was unbothered by the steady rain and temperatures in the mid-50s. So bikers made their way through the streets and to the city's U.S. Ice Building, and authorities there ordered people to stay away or stay out of the street and protest only on the sidewalks. So just an interesting thing. So the naked bike rides have thronged the streets of Oregon's largest city every year since 2004, and it often holds up traffic, and the crowd cycles through with speakers playing music. But some years roughly draw 10,000 riders. Don't know how many drew this time around when it's 50 degrees and you're riding your bike naked through Portland, but we'll find out. Get some numbers on you. I just saw that story and had to share it with you. That's one of the more interesting ones of the weekend. There you go. Naked protesters. This is a cool story. And this is one that's out of Mississippi. And I saw this and wanted to fill you in on it today. So a pint-sized dog who went missing from her family's Mississippi home 5 years ago was reunited with her owners, turning up in a Florida city. Get this, 500 miles away. This is incredible. So Christy Taylor and Josh Craig said their dog, a Chihuahua and Dachshund mix named Penny, went missing from their home in Lucedale in Mississippi. They never found out what became of Penny until the canine was found wandering the streets in Florida 5 years later. Brianna Rideout found Penny dodging traffic on a city street October 21st and coaxed the dog inside the home she shares with her boyfriend, Daniel. The couple cared for Penny while they posted on Facebook about the found pet. Well, the couple took Penny to a local shelter and a few days later found a microchip, and then they microchip scanned the dog and showed that she had been reported missing 520 miles away. They're stunned, and so is everyone else. So get this, the reuniting happens. And Taylor and Craig decided they're driving to Florida on Wednesday, and they did it. They were reunited with Penny. And she says Penny appears to be cared for during the time she was missing. So whoever did it did a good job or took care of her. But she said, hey, she's put on a little bit of weight, but that's okay. We're grateful she was taken care of. 5 years later and 500 miles, this dog is found and reunited with his owners. But here's another cool story for you, and one that will never happen to me. So an Ohio man goes in to scan his ticket at South 60 Market. He decides he won on this $50 ticket. And, well, here's the problem. He goes into the store and does something I would do and forgets the ticket. So, logically thinking, he buys another one of the same scratch-off games. He says, if I, do this, I might as well just go ahead and buy the same one. I'm not going to drive back to my house. Let's see if I can buy one and win. Well, he does. And he scores a $500,000 prize. This is just incredible. Why can't this be me? He decided to go into that store and bought that same ticket, and it turned out to be that $500,000 winner. And the player said his winnings are going to go towards paying off his house and buying a new car and cutting back his workday so he can spend more time with his family. How about that? Just incredible. It would never happen to me. Just once. You know what happened one time? I was playing the Illinois lottery, and I got all the way. I won $500. I was one number away from $50,000, and I know you guys are going to go, you should just be grateful for $500. Hear me out. I was one away from $50,000. I mean, 500's cool if you weren't expecting $50,000. You know what I'm saying? Just one time. I want to win the big one. Just one time. This is such a great way to wrap up this segment just as we talk about our international news. And, this is out of Australia. And one that I wanted to share with you, this was a few days ago, but didn't have time to do it. This was on October 28th in my notes. And a message in a bottle found during a beach cleanup in Australia turned out to contain letters from 2 World War I soldiers who launched their bottle 109 years earlier. Deborah Brown said she and her family were cleaning up alongside that shoreline in Wharton Beach when her daughter found a bottle containing letters from Malcolm Alexander Neville and William Kirk Harley, who were soldiers that were serving in World War I in 1916. Neville's letters showed that he came from Wilkewat, South Australia, and Brown was able to use Facebook to contact Herbie Neville, the soldier's great-nephew. The elder, Neville, was 28 years old when he was killed in action in France just a few months after writing his message and putting it in that bottle. Herbie Neville said he knew of his great-uncle Malcolm from stories he heard from his aunt, who is now 101 years old. It's been amazing how much has come to the surface in his short time in World War I, is what the family told local affiliates. Brown was able to contact the family members of Harley, who later returned home from the war, and they were stunned as well. So, University of Western Australia coastal oceanographer Professor Charitha Patriagathi said it's possible the bottle containing the message was only in the water for a couple of weeks after being launched from the Great Australian Bight. It would have been a few weeks. It could have been a month before it actually got to Wharton Beach. Once it got to the beach, it could have stayed there and gotten buried in the sand, so it could have been for 100 years, been there for 100 years. Another message in the bottle dating back even greater amount of time was uncovered late last year by an engineer conducting an inspection of a 209-year-old lighthouse. So it's just really cool how they keep finding these bottles, but great that they got them reconnected with their families too. Just one of those stories I saw, but 100 years later, they're finding these. And like this lady said, the coolest part of the story is not the fact to me that it's 100 years old. It's the fact that if I put a message in a bottle, I think that it's going to be out to sea for quite some time and make its way somewhere in a different place. These soldiers put it out, and it probably returned within the same area within a month. It's just incredible. I mean, it really is, and just gets buried there, and no one sees it. No one sees it until they find it, Just interesting. 10:52, a little bit of change. We'll come up and wrap up the show next.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Delmar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelmarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Back Daily Show as we're wrapping up this Wednesday. Hey, coming up on the show tomorrow, we're going to be talking to Sarah McGibney in Alton Main Street. Really excited to talk with them and always love chatting it up with Sarah. Then at 10:10, we're going to be talking to Hainer Library because Lacey's always on that time period on Wednesdays as we discuss 100 years ago, her really cool articles that she writes. It's a great feature to Riverbender, and always love having Lacey in the studio because I can kind of rant about my problems too and, talk about what she's writing about and all that fun stuff. Then at 10:35, we're going to be talking to the Grafton Chamber of Commerce, and we're going to be just discussing their upcoming country music festival and having a great time with that. Really excited to have Mary on the show, Mary Jo, and discussing that really just wonderful event. We were there live last year, and it was just really such a great time. So with that being said, just wanted to fill you in on that. Then on the rest of the week, we have great shows too. Amron's going to join us on Thursday at 10:10 on Thursday. King Air Conditioning joins us, and then at 10:30, we're going to be talking to Marquette Catholic and their theater program, and really excited for that. So just wanted to fill you in on that. And one thing that we are doing really well right now and something we've always done well of is our sports coverage. And Dan Brannon and the team's working hard, and we're going to give you one final bit of news for you, and that's that Belleville Althoff has advanced in that IHSA soccer playoff, but Collinsville has lost, and they lost in a close one in that playoff action. So here's what we know. Normal Community beat Collinsville 2-1. Giovanni Mann's goal from the penalty spot in the 73rd was the only one for Collinsville in their loss to Normal Community in the final of the Peoria Notre Dame Catholic sectional. Both teams lost a player to a straight red. Wow. Wonder why. Where the 10-man Collinsville team could not score while having a man advantage at the time. And then I guess another player gets a straight red. The Ironmen are now 19-3-4 on the year, while Collinsville ended their season at 13-11-1. In Class 2A action, Michael Petrie's hat trick plus Preston Windauer's 6 saves in goal. Wow, gave Althoff the win over Glenwood in the final of Muscuta's at Mosquito's Alumni Field for that sectional, and that was Belleville Altoff beating Chatham Glenwood 3-1. The Crusaders are now 25-2-1 on the season, while the Titans finished up the year at 17-4-5. Really respectable showings from both of them. We are out of time today. Thanks for hanging out with me. We got a busy show tomorrow, so join me then, won't you? Until then, not much left to say, but just try your best to stay out of jail.